Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are now Tales from the Graveyard Shift, episode 3. For those of you who don't know, I know we have some new people on the page. This page is rants and raves about some of the more irritating and unpleasant customers that I have to deal with. For those of you that have seen my page and my videos, you guys already know what this is about. For those that are new, a little bit of a viewer discretion. There will be cussing in these videos, so if you don't fucking like it, there's a back button on your phone or on your computer. Go ahead and use that and go find yourself a new video to watch, because I frankly don't give a shit. So, let's go ahead and get this started. First of all, a huge shout out, you guys. We've hit 21 likes on the page. So, we can get it shared, get it out there, and, get more likes on it. Awesome. You guys absolutely rock. You guys are the reasons why I'm still doing these. So, with that being said, I actually want to go ahead and tell you this right now. I'm not going to be focusing on a lot of work tonight. I actually have a few other gripes and complaints, mainly due to some videos that I've seen God, I can't fucking talk today. Some videos that I have seen recently revolving around some rather, some rather irritating subjects. So I actually want to go ahead and start with the first one that I saw. I believe it was about a week or two ago. Guy gets pulled over by a female cop, and this dude is just being a flat-out dick. Now, I'm one of those, if I get pulled over by a cop, I comply completely. I don't try to act like I know the amendments or anything like that, but this one I actually had to do some research on because it just flat did not sound fucking right. So, I'm watching this video, and this guy is telling the cop that he wants to invoke his Fifth Amendment right. Now, he claims that what the Fifth Amendment right is that the cop has to tell whoever they pull over why they pulled them over. Now, allow me to correct that statement, because I did my research. I looked into what the Fifth Amendment really was. What the Fifth Amendment is it protects against double jeopardy, which means you can't be set to trial with the threat to life or limb twice for the same crime. So pretty much you can't be set for eye for an eye, and you can't be set for the death sentence twice for the same crime. It also protects against any punishment without proper due process of the law pertaining to capital crimes or otherwise infamous crimes. In other words, a traffic stop does not fall under that fucking jurisdiction. What that means is that if you go around and kill somebody, you can't be punished without the proper due process of the fucking law. It also protects against self-incrimination, meaning you can't be put to trial as a witness against yourself. It protects against depriving somebody of life, liberty, or property, and it also makes sure that your private properties cannot be seized by the government without just compensation. In other words, they can't come in and take your land or take your car or take whatever without giving you compensation equal to or more than the market value of it. Granted, you're probably only going to get equal to, but what the fuck ever. Now, my biggest complaint about this is he tried claiming that that's what his Fifth Amendment was, is that the cop had to tell him why she pulled him over. No, it is not a constitutional obligation that they tell us. They are not legally bound to tell us why they pulled us over. It is a courtesy, and it is part of their job that they explain to us why they pulled us over, so we know what we did wrong and we can fix it the next time we get pulled over. This guy was just being an asshole, looking for his 15 minutes of fame, and I'm pretty sure he got in huge trouble for not complying with the police. His fucking problem, not mine, but still. The police have more important things to do in this world than sit there and dealing with an asshole going, just so you know, I'm recording you, I know my rights, blah, 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 blah. It's all a bunch of bullshit. You get pulled over by a cop, don't be an asshole. They're not trying to be assholes, they're just literally just trying to do their job. If they pulled you over, they probably had a good reason for it. Very seldom do you actually find that cop being an asshole. Okay? Now, I didn't actually get to see how the video ended, so, I really can't tell you whether he did get in trouble or not. But the fact of the matter is, let's face it, again, if a cop pulls you over, then chances are they had a very legitimate reason to pull your ass over. Okay, the other video I watched was one I actually watched this morning, shortly before coming home. And I know there's already a guy who did a bit on it. I understand that, but I have to bitch about this because it's just fucking stupid. There is a lady, I'm not entirely sure where she is from, whether it's Australia or Britain or wherever, I don't fucking care. But she made the claim that if you eat meat, you don't deserve to live on this planet. Now, that's all good and fine and everything. That's her fucking opinion. My biggest gripe with this is she made the claim that it should not be optional for us to eat meat. It should be forced for us to have to eat as a vegan. Okay? Why should I have to take away my way of life because some bitch, God fucking knows where, thinks that, oh, well, we're doing bad and we're just being horrible. Hi, Lindsay. And fuck you! If I choose to fucking eat meat, that should be my decision, and you can fuck off. So, to sit here and tell me that I should be forced, to tell the fucking world that we should be forced to eat as a vegan simply because that is your way of life, that's like me sitting here saying, I see that. But that's like me saying, you should have to eat as an omnivore such as myself, simply for the plain and simple fact that that is my way of life, and I feel that that's the way you need to live. No, fuck off! Bullshit! You choose your diet. You want to go vegan? Hey, fucking go vegan. You want to eat meat? Hey, I'll fucking enjoy a steak with you. But you know what? Don't sit here and fucking tell me that I need to eat vegan. When look in nature. There are fucking animals eating other fucking animals. It is the way of life. You don't fucking like it? Sucks to be you there, sweet cheeks, because, I don't see it changing anytime soon. I found a couple videos that have pissed me off. All of them dealing with people just being fucking retards. Now, mind you, I stand with Christopher Titus on that, on the word retard. If you haven't heard it, highly recommend looking it up. Basic gist of it is cerebral palsy, MS, MD, ADHD, all that shit. No, those aren't retarded. I actually know people who have mental handicaps. They're mentally handicapped in their own right. My aunt, bless her heart, is handicapped, and she is one of the sweetest women you'll ever know. She is the smartest woman you'll ever know. She is fucking amazing. She can't speak, but she knows how to tell you what she fucking wants. So no, that's not retarded. Okay, I stand with Christopher Titus when he says that's fucking advanced. Now, again, quoting Christopher Titus, if you have everything working for you, you have everything going about working properly, and you wind up living under a fucking bridge addicted to crystal meth, I'm sorry, you're fucking retarded. It's not that fucking hard. So, just so we know where I stand on the word retarded, I stand with Christopher Titus on it. People with mental handicaps, No, it's not retarded. That's advanced. Because they can hit particular aspects of their life that we could only fucking dream of hitting. But the people who wind up homeless, living in shelters, or living in crack houses, they're fucking retarded. Because 90% of the homeless people you find would rather spend their money on drugs or alcohol or something like that. And yes, I know you guys are going to say, oh, well, addiction is a disease. To an extent, yes, addiction is a disease. It is something that can be passed genetically from parents to their offspring. However, knowing the risk of that addiction, you still made the choice to do whatever the fuck it is that caused you to be addicted. As for me, I'm a smoker. I'm addicted to smoking. Yes, I have a risk for it because almost everybody in my family smokes. I still chose to smoke, but it's not something that is going to waste my entire fucking paycheck. So, for the people who get addicted to meth, heroin, cocaine, speed, all those harsh fucking drugs. Notice how I left out pot. I don't find pot to be addicting. I used to smoke. I gave it up a long time ago, mainly around 4 years ago when my little man was born. But my biggest complaint with addiction is that yes, it is a disease to an extent. It is something that can be passed from one family member to the next through genetics. However, it is also a choice because you choose to put that shit in your body. So, we're going to go ahead and get off that subject before I wind myself up anymore. We're actually going to go ahead and jump into somebody who decided to come into my store last night, an ex of mine, if you will, who for all intents and purposes basically abandoned me. She up and just disappeared one day. Quit talking to me, quit coming into the store, the works. Now, something I forgot to mention earlier with, notice how I won't say what store I'm at. It is for a particular reason. I could get into some serious trouble if I actually give the name of where I work at or anybody I work with. So, for those of you that know where I work, let's go ahead and kind of just keep that off air. But you see exactly my point. He chooses. Okay, yes, he may have, it may have passed from family member to family member, Lindsay. However, he chooses to spend his money on that. I'm actually in the process of getting my own place here soon. I call tomorrow to figure out if I get the place or not. So, well, not to see if I get the place or not. I've got the place. It's just I call tomorrow to see if I move in at the beginning of the month or the end of the month. We'll talk about that a little later, Lindsay. But, you see, he chooses to do that and then complain that he doesn't have any money. It is his choice what he spends his money on, and he can easily step away from it. Well, I can't say easily. Addiction is kind of is a bitch to fight with. I've tried quitting smoking God knows how many times, and you see I'm still there, but whatever. But it's not something that's extremely difficult to admit you have. Yeah, you see, there you go. Then yes, it is a disease in his case because it's genetic, but it's also a choice he made to continue with the genetic portion of it. So, but I do apologize for that. And anybody who gets offended by it, just to let you know, it's all opinion based on what I'm saying here. So, but anyway, back to what I was talking about before. So yeah, one of my exes came in, and as I said before, she basically abandoned me. Like, she up and disappeared, quit talking to me, quit showing up to my store. Like, I figured she dropped off the face of the fucking planet. Well, come to realize, she's one of those that only comes around when she needs something, or at least that's what it feels like, you know? And she came in last night completely distraught because her life has officially hit the shithole. Okay? She's got all of these things going on. She can't seem to find a job, and, you know, they won't hire her because she's, 6 months pregnant and just having a hard time. And I've told her multiple times before, if you need someone to talk or vent to, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. Does she ever get a hold of me? Fuck no! She never gets a hold of me. So, and then she comes to my store complaining about one of her friends basically doing the exact same fucking thing that she's done to me. Okay? She's sitting there, talking. Sorry about the interruption. But she's sitting there talking about how she used to talk to him every day, and then he started getting possessive, and then one day he just up and stopped talking to her for 2 days straight, and it was all just a shit show, I guess. And I'm sitting there, and I can't help but think, well, isn't this... Miss you, Lindsay. But I couldn't help but think, isn't this the... Sorry about that. But I couldn't help but think, isn't this the exact same thing that you did to me a couple of months ago? So, I feel sympathy for her. I really do. But I'm also at the point where if I offer to help you and you basically go, no, fuck you, you're on your own after that. I've given her advice. I've tried sitting and talking to her. I've tried doing everything I can. But I'm brushed aside again. Why brush aside someone who's willing to help you, even though you basically fucked them over and abandoned them? So, one sec. Sorry about that. Anyway, I don't mind helping. I don't. But when you... I'm over it. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, but I feel like we haven't really gotten to anything funny. So for those of you who have watched up to this point and haven't had a laugh yet, allow me to actually give you a little bit of a laugh. We're going to go into some of these shoplifters we've had come into the store. A couple in particular that have made me absolutely fucking laugh. One of which was a shoplifter who decided to come in and he decided he was going to steal a candy bar off of our shelf. With me blatantly fucking watching him go down the aisle, he grabs a candy bar off the shelf, stuffs it into his waistband. Now, I'm not allowed to stop people from leaving the store. I can only stop people from coming in if I have a viable reason to. Well, I called him out on it. Bad me, I'm really not supposed to unless I actually have solid proof that I watched them take it. But so I call him out on it, and he decides to tell me, oh, no, I didn't take anything. Bullshit, homie. I just watched you go down that fucking aisle and shove something white, which, hindsight 2020, either way, I knew what he actually fucking took, but he took one of our white chocolate Kit Kats. He stuffs it in his waistband. When I call him out on it, he lifts up just enough of his waistband to show me where his button should have been. He was wearing the basketball shorts, but basically from the middle of his shorts to the right. And that was it. So I couldn't see from the left over, and I'm not allowed to say, no, lift up the other side. So I let it go. He comes into my store about 3 days to a week later, and I find out, well, I notice he's with his mom. So I look at him and went, sir, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stand by the door. And his mom looks at me and goes, why? Well, ma'am, I'm sorry to say, but the last time your son was in here, he was shoplifting from me. She looks at me and goes, well, what did he take? So I told her, one of the white chocolate Kit Kats. And this lady just looked fucking livid. She looked pissed beyond all belief. So I figure she's pissed off at me. She's walking around the store. He's following her. She gets over by her pastries. He rounds the corner just right, and you hear the most solid slap ever. Now, for those of you who are going to claim that's child abuse, Wyoming state statute actually allows you to hit your child with an open hand as long as you do not leave a mark for longer than, I believe it's 30 minutes to 24 hours. I don't quite remember. I know it's a huge time gap, but I can't fucking remember. Either way, this kid got what he had coming to him. Because apparently when he got home, he busted out the Kit Kat in front of his mom. She asked where he got it, and he said that one of his friends had bought it for him. Well, then he comes into the store and gets caught in a blatant fucking lie. Sorry, dude. You get what you get. Now, another one of the shoplifters that had come in, kids are getting crafty these days, but some of the shoplifters I've had come in, 90% of them are like fucking teenagers, like preteens to teenagers. Like we rarely ever get anybody like 16 and up that try to shoplift. Usually it's like the 13, 14, 15-year-olds that try to shoplift from us. But anyway, I had a kid come in, and he decides that he's going to take a sandwich, shove it down his pants. I called him out on it. Again. For some reason, they like the sandwiches. Granted, that was a sandwich that I bad merged. Granted, yeah, it's wrapped in cellophane and all that shit, but I don't think somebody's going to want to grab a sandwich that's been down somebody else's fucking pants. That is disgusting. But I bad merged it, threw it away, kicked him out of the store. I haven't seen him again. I had another kid come in, same fucking deal, tried to steal one of the sandwiches that we got. But he tried wrapping it in his shirt. And when I called him out, because you could see the damn thing sticking out of his fucking hoodie. So when I call him out on it, he pulls his shirt up. You see, I don't have anything. Dude, look at it. Looks like you got a fucking tumor growing out of your stomach. Alright. Shut the fuck up and get the goddamn sandwich out of your shirt and get the fuck out of my store. So what does the little dumbass do? He goes down by our fucking 2-liter sodas. He's down there for about 45 seconds to an entire fucking minute, not doing anything, just disappeared from fucking sight. Then he comes up and he leaves. So naturally, I go back and I'm moving everything around, trying to figure out what the fuck it was that he actually stole. I'm kind of figuring it was a sandwich by the look of it, but then again, it could have been a soda or energy drink, something from the fucking cooler. I didn't know at the time. I just knew he was trying to take something. Like I said, you could fucking see it. Damn thing looked like a fucking growth. But I go down there and I move one of our 2 liters of soda, and lo and behold, there sits the fucking sandwich. So I move it off to the side. Put it back. Due to the fact that it wasn't down his pants this time, I actually put it back on the shelf. It was wrapped in his shirt, so hey, cool. Now, one last one before we go ahead and end this episode. During the fair and rodeo last year, I had some kids come in, two guys, one girl. Girl, I'd actually say they're all about, again, 13, 14, maybe 15. That might be pushing it a bit, but I don't fucking know. Either way, I don't care. So, kids are getting fucking crafty with this shit. Okay? They have it now where they'll send one of the little buddies in, they'll grab something, move it somewhere else, and then they'll send their friend in, they'll grab it, stick it in their pocket, and take off, so you think they're stealing one thing, when in all actuality they're stealing something else, so you don't really know. Fuck, all these kids are getting clever, but they're still not clever enough to not get caught. Now, the reason I bring up the cleverness is the group I just told you about, the two guys, one girl, they came in, little girl stood by the ATM complaining that her feet were hurting her because they just walked from the fucking fairgrounds and whatever. Well, her little friends went back to the cooler, and I had one of my friends there that was hanging out. This is back when I was getting in trouble for having friends hanging out at the store. Just so you know, for those that know where I work, I can't have people hanging out. I get in trouble. But I turn around and I look at my friend that's hanging out there, and I went, watch them. Yeah. We got to wrap this up here soon because my battery's getting low. But I turned around and I looked at my friend and went, you need to watch them. Sorry, I've got a lot of things going on right now. But anyway, I turned around, looked at her and went, watch them, please. Now, the little girl, when her friends hit the cooler, had approached me on the right. That's why I told my friend to watch them. So I'm talking to her. She's asking me different questions about the job and how long I've worked there. And I hear my friend go, you guys aren't that stealthy. And they just started pulling stuff out of their shorts. Candy, all that shit. It's like they had magic fucking shorts. Okay, how they fit so much into their shorts without it falling out their pant leg, looking like they're shitting our product, I don't know. But they managed it. It's interesting to see these. Like some of these kids, they're clever. Some of these kids, they're just fucking stupid. I literally had a kid come in, thought he was going to shove a bottle of soda down his pants. When I called him out on it, he goes, oh no, that's just my package. The good Lord blessed me really well. Fuck you, dude. You are 14 years old. When I was 14, nah, we're not going to go into that. We are not going to go into that. That's a little bit personal there, but needless to say, when I was 14, I wasn't that big. Nobody was that fucking big at 14. I don't care who the fuck you are. You could be Magic Johnson, blessed with the biggest fucking dick on the face of the planet. You are not that big at 14. Don't bullshit me like that. But some of these kids are just